Welcome to Hollywood. In this video, we're going to dive into the dark, dangerous, and destructive side of the golden age of Hollywood, a time when the lights were bright, the stars even brighter, and the consequences almost non-existent. 1. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn, the swashbuckling hero of Captain Blood and the adventures of Robin Hood, lived a life that was as chaotic and scandalous off-screen as it was heroic on-screen. Flynn became notorious for his womanizing, drinking, and violent temper. His bad boy reputation wasn't just an image, it was reality. He was constantly in bar fights, arrested multiple times, and known to hang with mobsters, gangsters, and underage girls. In 1942, Flynn was charged with statutory rape of 2 teenage girls, a scandal that rocked Hollywood to its core. Though acquitted, the trial confirmed the wild rumors surrounding his lifestyle. He once said, "I like my whiskey old and my women young," and that line defined him. In the last years of his life, Flynn descended into alcoholism, drug use, and violent outbursts. He died in 1959 at age 50, with an autopsy revealing the body of a man twice his age. 2. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was one of the greatest actors in cinema history, but also one of the most unpredictable and explosive. Brando had a long history of violent outbursts, affairs, and erratic behavior. He was a tormented genius whose method acting blurred into his real life. Directors feared him, co-stars walked on eggshells. He famously punched paparazzi, destroyed hotel rooms, and once got into a brawl on the set of Mutiny on the Bounty that ended with broken bones. But the most disturbing episode came later, when Brando's son, Christian, was convicted of manslaughter after shooting his sister's boyfriend. Brando was emotionally wrecked and reportedly involved in the cover-up. Brando's legacy is legendary, but his life was haunted by rage, abuse, and mental chaos. 3. Robert Mitchum. Known for his stoic, tough guy roles, Robert Mitchum lived his roles in real life. He was a heavy drinker, a pot smoker, and had zero tolerance for authority. In 1948, Mitchum was arrested for marijuana possession, a major scandal during Hollywood's conservative era. He served time in jail, posed for mugshots, and famously said afterward, "It was like Palm Springs, but without the riffraff." He was also violent when drunk, getting into fights on set and allegedly threatening crew members with weapons. One producer called him a volcano waiting to erupt. Despite it all, Mitchum's cool image survived. But his life off-screen was a whirlwind of brawls, arrests, and back-alley chaos. 4. James Dean. James Dean was a shooting star, burning bright, living fast, and dying young. But behind his brooding beauty and sensitive performances was a man with a reckless death wish. Dean had a deep obsession with speed, danger, and rebellion. He drove sports cars like he was invincible, often going over 100 miles per hour on public roads. His friends warned him constantly. On September 30, 1955, at just 24 years old, Dean was killed in a horrific car crash while speeding in his Porsche Spyder, a car he nicknamed Little Bastard. He died instantly. Many called it inevitable. His death became a symbol of youthful recklessness, but the truth is, Dean lived with no brakes, emotionally or physically. 5. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was a beautiful enigma. His talent was unmatched. His face, adored by millions. But inside, Clift was deeply tormented. After a near-fatal car crash in 1956, Clift's life spiraled. He became addicted to painkillers, alcohol, and secrecy. He lived in fear of being outed as gay in a homophobic industry and numbed the pain through violence, drugs, and isolation. He often lashed out at friends, threw tantrums on set, and had fits of rage. Elizabeth Taylor once saved his life after finding him choking on his own blood after a binge. He died at just 45, alone and broken. His final years were described as the longest suicide in Hollywood history. 6. Oliver Reed. Though he rose to fame later, British actor Oliver Reed was very much a dangerous presence in the Hollywood system of the 1960s and 70s. Reed's drunken antics became legendary. He once stripped naked in a London pub, fought a dozen sailors, and bit a reporter, all in one night. On the set of The Three Musketeers, Reed smashed bottles, fought with co-stars, and was nearly fired. He even challenged entire rugby teams to fistfights while drunk. He died in Malta while filming Gladiator in 1999, after downing 3 bottles of rum and collapsing from a heart attack during a bar brawl. Dangerous to the end. 7. Peter O'Toole. Peter O'Toole, star of Lawrence of Arabia, was hailed as one of the greatest, and one of the most self-destructive. He once bragged that he had 2 livers and destroyed both. His drinking was so legendary that bars in Europe refused to serve him. On multiple occasions, he was arrested for public brawling, drunk driving, and attacking hotel staff. During one blackout, he woke up in a stranger's house wearing clothes that weren't his. Despite his immense talent, O'Toole's alcoholism and rage made him feared in the industry, and almost killed him several times. 8. Wallace Beery. Wallace Beery was an Oscar winner, but also feared and hated by many. Behind the lovable roles was a man known for bullying, abusing, and even potentially killing. Beery was accused of being involved in the 1937 death of comedian Ted Healy, who died after a brutal beating outside a nightclub. Though never proven, several witnesses pointed to Beery as one of the men involved in the beating. MGM allegedly helped cover up the incident. Beery also had a reputation for beating his wife, terrorizing directors, and intimidating child actors. His nickname on set, the Monster. 9. John Barrymore. John Barrymore, the patriarch of the famous Barrymore family, was a Shakespearean actor, and a spectacular train wreck. By the 1930s, Barrymore was so addicted to alcohol and morphine that he often collapsed on set or forgot his lines entirely. He once peed on a stage curtain during a performance and passed out in the orchestra pit. His behavior was so out of control, his contracts included clauses about sobriety and violence. His addiction destroyed his career, but his wild, out-of-control lifestyle made him a legend of chaos. 10. Fatty Arbuckle. Roscoe, Fatty, Arbuckle was one of the biggest stars of the silent film era, until a scandal destroyed everything. In 1921, Arbuckle was accused of raping and killing actress Virginia Rappe during a drunken party. Though eventually acquitted after 3 trials, his reputation was shattered. Hollywood blacklisted him, and he was publicly crucified. Many believed he was guilty. Others thought he was a scapegoat. Either way, Arbuckle was a man who spiraled into dangerous excess. His comeback never happened. He died at 46, heartbroken and ruined. 11. Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen was the king of cool, but beneath that slick persona was a man who lived dangerously. McQueen was obsessed with cars, guns, women, and risk. He once pulled a gun on a director, sped through the Hollywood Hills at over 120 miles per hour, and partied with the Manson family, unknowingly avoiding the Sharon Tate murders because he brought a date instead of going alone. He was known for violent outbursts, destroying property, and slapping co-stars. Drugs and alcohol fueled his paranoia. He even slept with a shotgun under his bed. McQueen died young, but his dangerous edge never faded. And there you have it, 12 of the most dangerous, unhinged, and out-of-control actors from the golden age of Hollywood. These stars weren't just acting wild, they were living it, with consequences that echoed through history. If you were shocked by any of the stories in today's video, drop a comment below and let us know which actor you think was the most dangerous of all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold Hollywood stories, only on Hollywood Actions. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe, because not all Hollywood legends play nice.